Hello, hi everyone. In this video I would like to show you how to create this workflow, and mainly in this workflow we are going to look at how to use the core activity which is called notification. What is going to do in our case here is going to send an email from ServiceNow to the user. So our user is able tutor, but in our case more specifically I'm gonna give my personal email, so he's going to send an email from ServiceNow to my inbox. So when we are going to send the email is basically, so the first thing is we are checking if the request is coming from a certain person. Here is able tutor, and then after that we are going to send for approval. The manager of the able tutor is going to either approve or reject the request, and once so depending on the output is going to send an email to me. So if it is approved, I'm going to receive an email saying, hey, your request has been approved. If it is rejected, I'm going to receive, hey, your request has been rejected. So we are going to keep it simple. And one thing is the prerequisite to have to do this is to have the application need IT installed in your ServiceNow service management, and you have to have your developer account ServiceNow. All you need to do is to go to developer.servicenow.com, create an account, and you have a lot of different exercise here, training, and then you can find very easily, for example, if you click on application logic and prepare instance, and you have the instruction here how to install the need IT application. And once that part is done, the second thing, as we are sending an email, we have to also configure the email property in ServiceNow service management. So the way we do it is we have to go to email diagnostic. If you type like this under system diagnostics, you have email diagnostic. You click on that, it will open up this page. But by default you don't have email sending and email receiving enabled. So what you need to do is to go to related links and you click on modify email settings, and you get to this page, email properties, and all you need to do here is to check the box email sending enable. You just click on this box, and you do the same for inbound email configuration in case you receive email from outside. So in our case we are going to send just the email to my personal email. It's enough to check this box, but I'm going to as well keep it enabled for inbound email configuration. So that's another thing. So the first one is to need IT application. The second one is to have the email property properly configured. So I'm going to delete this workflow, and I'm going to create a new one. Please make sure once you create that you're in under system administrator and you picked up in the application picker the global as a choice. So you click on new workflow, and I'm going to give a title notify the requester about request status. It's kind of long title. Here our table is going to be need IT, so I choose this one, and the workflow always, and the state here is going to be awaiting approval. Here I'm telling to the system, hey, you have to run the workflow once the need IT request is created, but make sure that you check as well the state of the need IT request is awaiting approval. Let me show you what is exactly in here. So you type need IT and click on create new, and here when we are creating we have to choose awaiting approval. Only that thing is true, the workflow will be like executing, will be starting. So we have here now two parts, the beginning and the end of the workflow. So I'm gonna separate like this to make it much more clear. So the first thing we are going to do is to put the if condition to check if it is coming from a specific user. So if the requester is able tutor and our condition is requester for is able teacher. So we are checking here who is the user. So that's the first check. So I'm gonna just take this node, connect to it here. Done. Now the second thing is, if it is yes, what we should do, we should send for approval. So I'm going to just drag and drop from the approval I would say menu or section, and we are sending for approval. So to whom we are sending? To the manager. So you click on the part user. I'm gonna do it again if you are not sure. So you click on this button and you click here to open the menu, and you click on requested for and you choose manager. That's all you need to do at this point, and you click submit. So it's done. I'm gonna connect this node to this one, the transition from if able teacher is, if this is true, is going to transit for sending for approval. Now if it is no, I'm gonna directly end the workflow, and at this point we have to set two values. We are going to set the value of the need IT request, which means here once it's sent for approval, and once it's received by the manager, once it's approved and or rejected, we are going to change this value. The way we do it is we drag and drop the set values activity. So I put set the state value to approved. All I need to do here, I choose state and I choose approved. Great. So that part is done. So I'm going to connect this node to here. One thing is good, we can copy paste the activity block. So I just need to copy, have another one, and this time I'm going to make it withdrawn, and here I'm going to choose withdrawn, update. Done. So in case it's rejected, we are going to do the transition to this point. So we have two set of values for the need IT request depending on the manager action. From this point we are going to send the email. So once it's approved, we are going to send the email, and we will have an email template as well. So the way we do it, we have to go to notification here, and you have notification with the ring bell. So you just drag and drop that part, and I'm going to put here send email to the user. I'm going to make it simple, and here I'm going to put my personal address email. So the way we do it, you just type your email address here and then you click on this icon, and then you can lock it. Here we are going to put our subject of the email, what we should have. So it's going to be need IT request number, for example, and here we are going to use the variables in order to put the request number. For example, we have here NI 2009, for example, 9002. So we can have the request number in the subject. So the way we do it, we have to look for in this long drop down menu for the number. So we have the number here. Click on number, it's automatically pick me this syntax. All you need to do is just copy this part and put it here, and I'm going to write here the email. So it's going to be dear, so the user first name, so it's requested for, so you look for requested for here, and then you click on the plus button, and then you have like different information, and you choose first name. It's automatically going to put some information requested for first name, and then the syntax here is the dot working, and this part I don't need actually, so I'm going to delete it, and then I'm going to put this one on the top. So it's going to display the first name of the requester, which means Abel. He's going to say dear Abel. So, and then here I'm going to just write your request number is approved by the manager. Dot, thank you, kind regards. Okay, I'm gonna put like this. Okay, I don't know, I'm just putting support team, something to finish. Okay, done. So we don't need to do anything else at this point. We have our email, this is my email, and then we have our template, how our it should look like. So I'm going to submit. Great. So I'm going to just connect this one to this one, and I'm going to end the workflow. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to just copy paste the activity, and here I double click on it in order to change just few information, which is like here rejected. That's all you need to say here. Done. Update, same action. I connect this node to here, and I'm gonna end the workflow. So at this point everything is correct. We can check by validating the workflow. So there is no warning, everything is green, so it's fine. Okay, so we can now test if this thing really is working or not. So I'm going to create a request, and I'm going to approve it. I mean, the manager is going to approve it, and see if it's going to send me an email or not. So we're going to do both cases, like approve and then check how the workflow look like, and then after that see if I'm getting the email or not. So my email inbox is already open here, so I can check quickly. So here I'm going to click and create a new one. So create new. So the user is going to be Abel tutor, and I put this date, random date, waiting approval, submit. So at this point it should send for approval to Fred Ludy, who is the manager of Abel. So let's see if the workflow has done that or not. So I can see here it's still executing, it means it's not finished, and I click on the timestamp and show workflow, and I can see here it's under approval user, so someone need to take action, basically the manager. So let's impersonate to the manager profile. So I'm going to be Fred Ludy for some time and check if I have, so under service task, any approval. So I have one here requested. I can see here the need IT request number, which is similar to this one, and now I'm going to approve it. Done. So now I'm going to click on, let's see what I have in the workflow. So it's at this point, so I approved it. It should set the value of the need ID request to approved and send an email. So let's see if so I'm gonna close it. Let's see if it's approved. So the state is approved. Let's wait a bit to see if I'm getting any email. So in the meantime I can as well create a new one, which I'm going to refuse. So I will tutor waiting approval. I'm gonna put a random date like this one, submit. So it's awaiting approval. I'm gonna impersonate Fred Ludy, type service task. So under my approval I have one thing requested, and I'm going to choose reject. So I can see here that I received the first email, so I'm going to put here test reject. So it's rejected. I'm going to be impersonate. See what is the status of the need IT request. It should be withdrawn. Click on all. So I have the state is withdrawn, and let's see. So I have the first email. So I have dear Abel. So if you can notice here, I have the first name of the person, and then the message I wrote, thank you, kind regards, both teams. Now we are just waiting for the second one. So we got it. So this is my another email inbox. So we have here the second email which we're waiting for. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy. Have a nice day. Bye.